Welcome to Curiosity Public. This is Dillon. So I got challenged by Jules and Dutch to do a whiskey in a box. They awoke me from my slumber and asked me to do this. Obviously, Dutch and Jules did a great job. Dutch was able to get the shape of the bottle right, and Jules, I don't know what Jules was doing, but I'm hoping that I could test myself. I obviously got a pour from my producer off camera. We'll see what this looks like. Hopefully, it won't be too difficult. I think this really depends on your collection, how many different types of liquors you have at home, and then also the types and uniqueness of the liquor that you might have that'll allow you to kind of deduce what the actual liquor might be. So this might be a little bit challenging here since we have on hand a variety of different types of liquor. So I'm going to take a look at this. I know Dutch took like 8 minutes, 9 minutes to get through this. I'm going to try to do this a little bit. I want to do this logically. I want to do this kind of step by step. So I'm going to take a look at this. I look at the color. It's obviously brown, so it's not going to be vodkas, gin, none of that stuff. It looks too dark to be Scotch or other types of whiskey. It looks more like American bourbon, maybe a high proof Japanese whiskey. Oh yeah, so the aroma, the nose clearly is a new oak. So this is not like a Scotch. It doesn't have any peat. Very sweet. So I'm going to narrow it down. So it's either going to be bourbon, American, Tennessee, or maybe trying to throw me off with a micro distilled liquor. It smells low proof to me, and the color looks low proof to me. Now, the thing that's going to throw me off is going to be if it's double maturation, which is going to be very, very challenging. We'll see if they did that to me. All right, so I think this doesn't taste charcoal filtered. So it's going to be either bourbon that's not charcoal filtered, maybe American. It's very, very low proof. So it's got to be less than 110. Oh, the low proof is going to make it difficult. So I'm going to try to narrow it down to, is this wheat? Is this rye? Or it could be 4 grain. I'm not getting the wheat, so I think this is going to be rye based. I don't think it's high rye. Doesn't taste like 4 grain. I don't think this is double maturation. Whether this is, let me think about the age. Let's see, I kind of use 10-year as a cutoff. I think this is less than 10, but it could be Eagle Rare. All right, so let me try to break it down. I think this is going to be bourbon, which makes it a little bit challenging considering what I have on hand. Does it taste like Buffalo? Maybe. Tastes like MGP? Maybe. Hudson? Probably not. Bell Mead? Probably not. Definitely not Jim Beam. Not Jefferson. It's not Garrison. Doesn't have that edge. Could it be Willet Pot? No. Doesn't taste like Heaven Hill. Old Forester, Rabbit Hole. Okay, I'm gonna think it's either Buffalo. I don't think it's Old Forester, so it's not Jim Beam. This is gonna be Heaven Hill or Buffalo. But the finish is very good. So I think this is it doesn't have that bite that Old Forester usually has. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo. Probably older than Bottled and Bond, like 4 year. So it's less than that. It's a little more than that. I'm thinking Buffalo. It's got to be a Buffalo Trace, which makes it very difficult. So is it mash bill 1 or 2? It kind of smells like mash bill number 2. Um, I think it's mash bill number 2. So that means I'm gonna think it's Ancient Age, Hancock, Elmer. It could be kind of a slightly weaker Blanton. It's not Rock Hill, so Rock Hill is too high. This does not taste like high proof. So it's going to be either Ancient Age, um, Hancock, Elmer, or Blanton. It's too smooth to be Ancient Age, slightly higher proof. So I'm thinking either Hancock or I think it's Hancock, Elmer, or Blanton. And Blanton tends to be a little bit darker, but it really depends. Single barrel, so it really depends. So that could be throwing me off. But I'm going to narrow it down to. So I don't think it's Ancient. It's not Rock Hill. I think it's mash bill number 2. Right. So I'm gonna pick here. So I'm thinking it tastes like Hancock. I think it's going to be Hancock. So that's my guess. That's the best I could do. So I went through somewhat logically, try to narrow it down. I don't think this is definitely bourbon, and I don't think it's American whiskey. American whiskey tends to have. I mean, there's a huge variety, but I don't think it tastes like any of the other lower corn. Yeah, I really think that it's going to be either Hancock, Elmer, or Blanton. I think this is mash bill number 2. So I'm going to choose. I'm going to go with Hancock. I think it's low proof. It's pretty good. The finish is pretty good. I think it's at least 6 to 7 years. Elmer could be, but Elmer tends to be a little bit sweeter than what I can taste in this one. And then Blanton's a little bit stronger. So I'm gonna go with Hancock. Let's kind of see. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to be gauche here, but I didn't have a box. It was trash day, so we threw out all the boxes. So all I have is this cupcake pinata. So we'll take a look. Oh, all right. So I got it wrong. it's Elmer. I was close. Yeah, I really thought it was going to be Hancock, and it's slightly lower proof. I didn't think that it had that Elmer finish, but oh yeah, it's tough. It's really close. It's either Hancock or Elmer tea. So that's my whiskey in a box. Thank you again. Please subscribe to Curiosity Public on YouTube. Stay curious.